Hello, I'm Travis Clapp, the CEO and co-founder here at Coursebox AI, and I want to show you through our fully white-labeled installation of your own Coursebox learning management system. This is under the Coursebox LMS plan, starting at just $149 per month. To get started with your own Coursebox LMS, you can choose to bring your own domain name, or we'll provide a subdomain for you, fill in the details and submit. Within an hour, you'll receive a login to your own fresh installation of Coursebox LMS, and you'll see familiar branding. The first thing you would want to do is change the name of your portal. So today we'll call it My Academy. You can change all of the logos for your theme, starting with the header logo, and we recommend PNG, ideally in a kind of horizontal format like this, rather than say a square or a very high format header logo. You can change the portal icon in your theme, email, and what does it look like on our free mobile apps, so you and your learners can use the Coursebox LMS apps on Apple Store or Play Store for free. And once you've logged in, you get a branded experience on the Coursebox LMS app. You can change the font of your platform and all of the theme colors. I'm not going to go through all that now, but I will say that you can change the top menu HTML area. So this area up here that's showing as white, on desktop, you can actually have some links to your website and do a whole range of things. So for now, I'll just leave that. And you can actually edit the HTML as well. On the left, you'll see that there's a news feed. Now, by default, this is the homepage for you and your learners. So it's important that you set up that first welcome post over here on the onboarding welcome, so that your learners have the best possible experience. And you can paste a video link here, or just edit the WYSIWYG, the what you see is what you get area. You can change the title of that. What is that? How does that act? So over here, you'll see this drop-down menu setup. If I click on that, it'll show me the onboarding journey, and I'll start at the beginning. In this case, I've just got some basic text, but you can imagine filling that up with an image gallery or a video or whatever you wish, and that becomes the welcome for your students and other users. And then if they click right on this first pop-up that they see, they can be guided through customizing their profile, their settings, how they want to be notified. There's an option to invite friends. I've actually got this one hidden on this portal, but you can turn that on. And links to the Coursebox apps. Newsfeed. So how does it work? Well, at the moment, you can see I can't post. And why is that? Well, that's in my settings. So I'm going to go to my settings, and we can have a look at all of the different permissions. Now, from top to bottom, you can manage your password, email. You can set the language to a different language, or you can upload your own customized version of English, let's say. Whatever the super administrator sets, that becomes the default for your learners, but they can select their own language as well. And if you want your own one, you create a new language, you can download and edit the JSON. We're enabled. We do have single sign-on with Facebook, LinkedIn, and Google. And if you're interested in that, please reach out to us so that we can enable it for you. There's a huge array of different ways to be notified for you and your community, and you can work your way through those settings. Now, under the next row, you can set up what type of user is allowed to, say, create a new message or a new learning, a new course, a new calendar booking, a new group or channel, who's allowed to invite new users, who's allowed to post on the newsfeed. And this comes back to why I'm not able to see that at the moment, because I'm set to general in my status. when in fact, I'd like to be an approved expert. Approved expert does enable things like booking and rate per hour, where that's enabled. Refreshing my screen, you can see I can now create posts. Now, by default, the learning management system administrator is followed by everybody who joins this platform. So if you post, you'll be sure that all of your followers will see your post. And that's how it works, a bit like social media. You can have followers and you can set influencers as well, other experts that everybody follows. Otherwise, you can enable or disable the feature for people to follow each other and post on the newsfeed. The newsfeed has an advanced setting where you can add emojis, videos, or you can simply just paste a YouTube video here, for example. You can add attachments. You can post to a channel or a group directly from the newsfeed, or you can even create an event, either live through the newsfeed or through one of your groups or channels. Now you see this menu on the left, newsfeed, learning, channels. I've decided I don't really like those language settings, so I'm going to go into languages, and you'll see there's one called topics and lessons. And on the left, it's now saying courses and groups. So that's just an example of how you can set up your platform in a more custom way. And indeed, if you don't want all these menu items on the left, for example, if you don't want newsfeed at all, you can go ahead and hide that, and you see it no longer displays on the left. And you can drill down. So, for example, the courses, you can have all in your marketplace of courses that anybody can either access if they're searchable and join one way or another. Or you could hide that and just say, oh no, I only want my learners to see where they're enrolled in their courses. So if you hide that, that will change that default. And that's quite a common way to do it. And that applies to resources. So resources section is a bit like files and folders, as you might find in Microsoft or Google Drive. You can create groups. And again, you can control who's able to see which groups, or if they can search all groups or only see the ones where they're enrolled. We do have a questions repository as well available, and you can build questions and answers. There's also the community, where you can manage experts and so on. There's the calendar, reports, and so on. So I'll save that as my left menu custom settings. And here's where you could enable influencer mode if you chose to. You can change the onboarding welcome pop-up visibility. So you might just say, actually, I only want to include the welcome post in my onboarder. You can change the way users sign up, and if it's been enabled, users can even register using the social media registration or synchronize an email address to social media. We have options for social sharing. You can change your default grades in your courses, customize emails, and even create an API key, which will be used if you're using Zapier. Now, the course creator is a world unto itself, and I've got a separate video for how do you create courses using AI, and you can do that in 950 languages by simply describing your course, setting your advanced settings on the right, uploading any existing content, videos or websites, clicking next, and then generating an AI course. Resources is pretty self-explanatory. You can build new folders, and resources can be uploaded into those folders, and there are various permissions. With groups, you can create really an unlimited number of different groups for different purposes. But one of the key ways to use it is you can enroll a group into one or more courses. So that's great if you're trying to control, say, cohorts of learners, or if you can actually sell monthly recurring memberships to a group. So as somebody has membership access to a group, they would get access to, say, 15 e-learning modules and some resource packs. Questions and answers, you can write a question and then the community can answer that. And you can even assign a question to another user in your community. Then it brings us to the community itself. There are many ways to add users into your community. One way is to click plus invite, and you can simply type in first name, last name, email, and invite as many users that way as you wish, and you can customize the welcome message. Or if we go back to the community manager, you can create a CSV file in one of these two formats. And you see the first one is first name as a header row, and then first name, last name, email, headline. Or you can even go a bit further and create passwords and advanced confirmation of their email address for your users. You simply upload that CSV file in that format, and it will generate a list of invitations. And you won't see them here until those accounts have been confirmed by those users, unless you go into this button here, which is the way to click to view unconfirmed users. And that's where those will show up. And you can manage that and change their passwords or delete their accounts as required. We also have calendar functionality, so you can build out a schedule of events without using groups. And reports is another world unto itself. So you can report on your own learning or that of your learners. And you can do that for certificates, groups, resources, the news feed, or just a registration log as the super administrator. We also have instant messaging, which also works in our apps, and you can have one-to-one messaging within your community. And in your settings, you can control who's able to do that. We also have notifications through the bell here. Final thing I'll show you is payments page. So if you synchronize Stripe, you can accept payments, and you might or might not decide to make your portal private, set a monthly fee if you wish. And if other people in your community are selling courses or recurring memberships, you can charge a commission, and that's set up here. Finally, pages. So what do the logged out pages look like? Well, you can customize those, which is like a mini CMS or mini website, if you like. And when you're happy with that, and you can edit your footer and put in whatever you wish there, links to your website or terms and conditions, return to the portal. And that's it. That's the basic overview of Coursebox LMS. Thank you.